Right then, guys, JWMusic here, and it is here. The album I was most looking forward to this year. Gorillaz, Humanz. I'm so happy to be able to review this for you guys. I'm so happy to be able to talk about this album, because I'm going to be honest, I lost hope last year. I was like, it's never going to happen, and then the artwork started coming out, and it was like Christmas almost. So let's talk about Humanz. I'm sure most of you have heard it. It's the top album in over 40 countries, and in the United States it's number 9 at the moment. But if you haven't heard it, then I'll review it for you, then you can go out and buy it, because I'm sure I'll convince you almost into liking this album. Let's start off, let's ignore the intro to the album. I'll look at the structure after I've viewed all the tracks, and let's start straight on with Ascension. Ascension is one of those tracks that fits in with, it feels like a very Gorillaz influenced track. Vince Staples, who basically is the collaborator in this track, he has a quick rap, like almost verse, to introduce the track, and then the music makes you feel like you're ascending kind of into the track almost, and then the rapping starts, the rap chorus starts, which is very, very catchy and is sung countless times throughout this track. Verses are given off. Vince, an amazing rapper, really well done to him. And then we have 2D/Damon Albarn come in for a semi-rapped verse and joins in with the chorus later on. So it is an amazing track. It feels very Gorillaz, and it was great collaborators to start this album off. The next track is Strobe Light, which I believe there was it was either Strobe Light or Submission. There was a instrumental leaked, and I really liked the instrumental, and it turns out that instrumental is exactly like the track. The lyrics and the way they're sung by Peven, who is the collaborator, I really hope I said that right, is really, really well done. Really good lyricist, and even though the lyrics are nothing like a real Gorillaz song, the lyricist sounds nothing like Damon at all. The instrumental and the way it's sung feels very Gorillaz, and the way it's done is very like a Gorillaz album, and it is amazingly done, and it's quite moving too. Even though the lyrics are nothing that moving, it feels uplifting, and it feels like it is the end of the world, and the lyricists try to grab onto that quite firmly, really. The next track is Satin Bars. Now everyone's heard this track. It's got one popcorn in, and it is amazing. I'm just gonna put this out there. This is an amazing reggae rap track. It feels very complete. It feels like a lead single, which it was. It does feel like, it feels like Gorillaz are back, and it feels like Gorillaz back with a punch. I've already reviewed this track, and I've already reviewed Ascension and all that, but I'm gonna review it again because I don't want to be sending people to that video. It's better to just sum it up in this video. Popcorn's an amazing rapper in this track. The melancholy, dark vocals and instrumental complement each other really well, and the lyrics that Damon/2D sings with this kind of megaphony feeling are really well done. It's a really great track, really well done track. It is the lead single, and it is a lead track. It is standout. The next track is Moments, and it's one of my personal favourites. De La Soul is on this track, and oh, it's nice to hear them again. I love De La Soul on Gorillaz tracks. They are like, Gorillaz and De La Soul are a match made in heaven. They were Superfast Jellyfish, Feel Good Inc., and now Moments. All of these great, massive hits that are really popular and everyone loves. Moments is just an amazing track. What he's singing about, it is, as Damon described this album, a party track for the end of the world. This track feels like a party to the end of the world. You know, it's talking about kind of time running out, and we'll be reliving the moments as we die, kind of thing. But it is really well done, and the rapping is amazing, and the instrumental is amazing, and the feeling of the track is amazing. it's one of those tracks that just makes you want to get up and dance, really. Next track is Submission, which I think this is the one with the can't speak English today. I am sorry. The instrumental leaked, but this is a really great track. Not much I can say about this one. It's not standout, but it is a good track, and it does feel kind of like a bit of filler, and it is quite weak compared to some of the other tracks on this album. But it is still a very good track, and I still think it is worth being on this album. And it kind of completes this album almost. Even though I said it's kind of a bit like filler, it still works well. The next track we have is Charger, which is a more rock, kind of alternative rock approach to this track, and it is really well done. The melodic, almost Cockney lyrics, very similar to what is done on some of Blur's records, is really well done. And Grace Jones' contribution to the track is amazing. She says, "I am the ghost" at the beginning of the track, and it sets the feeling for the track. It just sets the track up really well. And this is definitely a very memorable track. And being a big rock fan myself, I think this is a track that I'll be going back to and probably adding to lots of rock lists in the future. Next we have Andromeda. Andromeda's, what can I say about Andromeda? It's an amazing track. It's basically Dare's cousin. It's amazing. Some of the things this track does, the instrumental, the lyrics, drums, extra kind of backing vocals. This track is just perfectly done, and to me it feels like Saturn's Bars, Ascension, and Andromeda are the big heavy hitters on this album, along with Let Me Out. They feel like the main tracks. They feel like the almost feel like they should have been the title track, and it is just an amazing track, one I definitely listen to often. Next we have Bustin' Blue, the only track on this record with no one else but Gorillaz, and I'm gonna be honest, it's kind of disappointing for that kind of only Gorillaz kind of feeling, because it's very kind of melancholy and solemn, but not in the way that Tomorrow Comes a Day was. It's slower, a bit like Empire Ants without the extra oomph beneath it. It's still a good track, however, I don't think that even though it does kind of set the mood for It's the End of the World, which is what this album is trying to do, it's nothing amazing, and I would have preferred a better track, but lots of people like it. My brother's a really big fan of this one, so it definitely is a worthwhile track to listen to. But if you're into the electronical kind of feeling that Gorillaz have, maybe not a track for you. Moving on, we have Carnival. Now, Carnival is one of those tracks that's very, very, very like Strobe Light. In fact, the only difference is Anthony Hamilton's voice is a bit lower and a bit more. I feel like it's either more or less powerful depending on how you're looking at it. And this track again isn't very standout. It does feel a bit like Submission. It is a track. It's there. It's good, but it complements the album very well. But it just doesn't do that oomph for me. And even though I love this album to bits, Carnival is always that track I listen to. I know the words, but it's just I can't properly love it. A bit like Cloud of the Unknowing on Plastic Beach. As much as I like it, I can't quite love it, and I think that's the problem with this track, or what I struggle with on this track. Next we have Let Me Out, featuring Pusha T and Mavis. I'm just going to call her Mavis because I've forgotten her second name. Let Me Out is a great track, the rap and Mavis's lyrics and the chorus that Damon gives to the track, they are amazing. They complement each other really well. It feels like it's a blend between the rap, Mavis's lyrics, and then Damon's lyrics, and then it kind of flows back into each other again. The track has a perfect amount of rap, a perfect amount of almost classical kind of lyrics, and a perfect amount of Gorillaz to kind of for me to say that this is the best single released off the album, even though it's not a very popular opinion. They played this on the they played this on a talk show, and let's just be honest. Pusha T's performance on this track is amazing. Mavis's performance on this track is amazing, and the instrumental on this track is just amazing. And to me, Damon is just a great mind. Anyway, so I don't even think I need to mention how amazing he is on this track. Moving on, we have Sex Murder Party, featuring, I believe, Zebra Cats, Jamie... One second. And Jamie Principle. And I'm sorry about that. I'll probably cut that out. Which is a good track. You know, it does kind of feel like it's trying to be edgy. You know, the Damon's lyrics are great. The rap is great. Zebra Cats doesn't do much to this track, I'm gonna be honest with you, but it's well done. It's just, it feels like it's trying to be vulgar, but it is a great track, and I'd say I love this track. But you don't think it should have been called Sex Murder Party? I think Murder Party would have been good enough. You know, I feel like they put sex in the title to kind of give it a bit of an oomph. You know, to make people interested in the track before they even listen to it. She's My Collar is next, featuring Carla. I'm just gonna say that and hope it's right, because I'm gonna be honest, other people's names, I'm just interested in Gorillaz. But this track is actually really good. You know, it's a Gorillaz love track done amazingly. The guest vocals are done sparingly and they work really well. And of course, the lyrics and the instrumental on this track is amazing and standout. I'd say this is one of the standout tracks on this album. A bit like Moments, as much as I love it, it wasn't released as a single, but I do feel like it's going to be a fan favourite and quickly pick up steam on the live shows and on the American tour that is happening, I believe, next year. And I feel like it's going to maybe do something for the new animated series, which I'll probably talk about at some point on the channel. But let's move on to Hallelujah Money, which is everyone moaned about. It's like, this doesn't sound like Gorillaz. Well, what would you say that that the orchestral intro sounds like Gorillaz? Because I personally wouldn't, but I still love that track. I still think it's an amazing way to start Plastic Beach. Hallelujah Money is basically Benjamin Clementine and Gorillaz being honest with the world. You know, I feel like this track is, after this is a massive party. You know, almost like the end of it's the end of the world, and they're celebrating it's the end of the world. You know, it's all this partying because it's the end of the world. They can get away with it, and now they're saying, "Thank God it's the end of the world. Hallelujah Money for ending the world." You know, because now this isn't going to happen again, and it's great. And now things will, other than us, things will stop dying. The world will just get better and better after we're gone. So hallelujah to money, which has fixed everything. That's how I'd interpret this track. The lyrics are great. The feeling of the track is great. And then finally we Got the Power. As I said when I was reviewing the kind of singles to this album, it is kind of lackluster in a way. It's got quite cheesy lyrics, you know. But it feels like after they've come to terms with the world ending, they're happy that the world is ending. They're going, no, we've got the power to stop all this. And I think that's why I like the structure of the album. All of the interludes, even though seem random, especially the elephant, they're all things that we take for granted in modern day society. The non-conformative oath is basically kind of taking over, almost. The people taking over and being honest with what they want. I Switch My Robe Off is a bit like I'm taking a step back from the digital world, which is interesting considering how digital this album is. And Penthouse and Talk Radio also kind of do this. And even though it does kind of feel like filler to make the album bigger, it still works really well, and I still do think it helps the album kind of push itself along. That is Humanz. Humanz is amazing. I'd give it 4.5 out of 5. One of my complaints is it needs to be longer, even though it's 20 tracks long. 26 if you get the deluxe edition like I did, which I don't know why I did. Maybe because I'm a super fan. I'm a bit sad, really. Anyway, 26 tracks is pretty good. And to be honest, these days you usually get 8-track albums, like the new Foo Fighters album. I loved it, but it just needs to be longer. But I could listen to Gorillaz all the time. I could just, if Gorillaz released a song a month, like, I'd be so happy. You know, I'd listen to every single track on loop because of how refreshing their music is. But anyway, thank you for watching. Follow me on Spotify. I just did just updated an amazing Gorillaz playlist. It's pretty good. It is pretty good. And it's got all your favourites, moments, you know, Let Me Out, and all of the old ones that you'd really love, such as Rehash, Last Living Souls, Feel Good Inc, and Dare. So follow that one, and I will see you in the next video. Maybe I'll review something old, maybe I'll review something new. I don't know. I'm all over the place at the moment. But thank you for watching, and goodbye.